Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss about suspension. Suspension is also a mixture, but its properties are much different from that of the properties of solution. So let us start this. What is a suspension? Non-homogeneous systems. I hope that you understand the meaning of non-homogeneous. It means that a system which is not having uniform composition, like those obtained by Group C in Activity 2.2, in which solids are dispersed in liquids, are called suspensions. Let us first of all recall Activity 2.2. In that activity, Group C has mixed chalk powder in water. So the resultant mixture which they have got is said to be suspension. The reason is that when you are mixing chalk powder in water, then you can easily observe that chalk powder, they are not getting dissolved in water. The particles of chalk powder, they are visible to us, and when you are mixing chalk powder in water, then that mixture is heterogeneous in nature. That means they are not having uniform composition. So because of this certain properties, because of this certain observations, we can conclude that the mixture which we have obtained by mixing chalk powder in water is suspension. So let us discuss about the definition of suspension. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. Like I have said now only, that suspension is a heterogeneous mixture because in case of suspension we are getting non-uniform composition in which solute particles do not dissolve, in which solute particles, any of the solute particles, they are not dissolving but they remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. For example, chalk powder in water, you can easily see that particles of chalk powder, they remain dispersed throughout the bulk of the medium. The other example you can take is that of sand in water. In case of sand in water also, you can easily see the particles of sand that they are remaining dispersed in water, they are not getting dissolved. Now particles of a suspension are visible to the naked eye, and in these examples you can easily see the particles of chalk powder, or you can also see the particles of sand when you are mixing them in water. So this shows that if we are able to observe the solid particles with our naked eye, that means these particles, they are having much bigger size. Then properties of a suspension, this is very important. So first and foremost property which is very important is suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. Like I have said that suspension is a heterogeneous mixture because it is not having uniform composition. The other properties are, the particles of a suspension can be seen by the naked eye. For example, when you are mixing chalk powder in water, or you are mixing sand in water, or you are mixing mud in water, in all these cases you can easily observe that these particles can be observed by our naked eye. The particles of a suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and makes its path visible. Now this particular point is about the Tyndall effect. Like I have explained this, that in a dark room, when a beam of sunlight is entering, then its path becoming visible and its path getting wider and wider. So the same effect it is talking about here as well, that the particles of a suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and makes its path visible. So suppose if you have prepared a suspension in a glass beaker, and if you are passing a beam of light with the help of torch or any other device, then you can see that the path of this light, it will be visible. But in case of suspension, there is a condition which we will be discussing in the next point. The solute particles settle down when a suspension is left undisturbed. So you know that with the help of example you can easily understand. Suppose if you have prepared a mixture by mixing chalk powder in water, or by mixing sand and water, and if you are just leaving this mixture undisturbed for few minutes, you will find that these solid particles like chalk powder and sand, they are getting settled down at the bottom, and that is the reason they are said to be unstable. Unstable means because they are changing their form, they are changing their position. So that is a suspension is unstable. But this is not the case in solution, because in solution we have seen, like if we are mixing even 3 to 4 different components also, then also then also solution is a stable mixture. The reason is that because the components, they were not getting separated out when we are leaving it undisturbed even more than 24 hours. That is, example you can take is that of lemonade or cold drink. You can see that they can be stored and they are not even a single component is getting separated, and that is the reason it is said to be stable mixture. But in case of suspension, you can easily understand that if chalk powder or mud or sand, if you are mixing in water, then within few minutes they will start to settle down, and that is why it is said to be unstable. They can be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. So in that activity 2.2, it is clearly shown also the process of filtration with the help of filter paper. So if you want to separate the components of suspension, you can easily do this by the process of filtration. That means passing suspension through filter paper. Suppose if you have prepared chalk powder, if you have mixed chalk powder in water, and then if you are simply passing this mixture through filter paper, you can find that chalk powder, it will remain over the top of the filter paper as a residue, and water will pass through the filter paper. In that way we have separated the components of that mixture. When the particles settle down, the suspension breaks and it does not scatter light anymore. And we know that as suspension is unstable, so particles will settle down if we will leave it undisturbed for some time. And in that condition, it will not scatter light anymore. In that condition, if we are passing a beam of light, then the beam of light, the path of light will not be visible to us, because suspension has already broken, and that is why it is not scattering light anymore. But when the solute particles, it remains dispersed throughout the bulk of the medium, in that case it will make the path of the light visible. That is why I told you that for suspension, there is a condition applied. So if in case of suspension, if the solute particles are dispersed throughout the bulk of the medium, then if you are passing light, then it will make the path of the light visible. But if suspension breaks, and in that case it will not scatter light anymore, and path of light will not be visible to us. So this is about the properties of solution. This topic is very short, but it is very important at the same time. Apart from that, you can easily understand this topic, you can remember this topic, especially the properties of solution, when you are studying it comparatively with that of solution. So you will find that there are a lot of differences, so it will be easier for you to understand by taking example in case of solution as well as suspension, and also when you are studying the properties of solution and suspension by comparing with each other. So in that way it will be easier for you. Thank you.